Good morning, students, and welcome back to Sociology class. We are on chapter 3. We have already completed the impact of Green Revolution. Now we are on transformation of in rural society after independence. Okay, page number 64. Okay. When we talk about transformation in rural society after independence, there are certain sectors in which the development took place. It is given in a bold handwriting, if you'll see, just underline those important things. First is there was increase in the agricultural labor as a cultivation. Because there were a lot of incentives, okay, as the modern technologies were there, a lot of development took place. There are a lot of incentives were there for the labor. The mode of payment has also changed. Like earlier, grain was given. Now the payment is given in a cash system, right? Third was the trend which was there of bonded labor. That was loosening. Like the relationship between the rich farmers and the laborers, agricultural laborers. Generally, they had a bonded labor system. As we have understood this concept. They have to continuously work for them. That concept has changed. Now they are free laborers. Free wage laborers were available. And government has also taken many actions against it, through which that the system has been changed. Another major change was rise of the class of free wage laborers, as I said. Okay. So there is a change in the relationship between the landlords, who usually belongs to the dominant class, and the agricultural laborers, who usually belongs to the lower caste. So this relationship has been changed, and it has been described by sociologist John Berman. Now when we talk about this change in trend, the next page number 65, it talks about that this change took place in many areas where the agriculture was becoming more commercialized. Okay, so now the capitalistic agriculture was existing. There was an initiative of tradition to capitalistic agriculture. Now, what is the concept of capitalistic agriculture? Here, those crops are being grown which are needed or required in the market. Cultivation was becoming more commercialized. Okay, like for example, in Maharashtra, cotton production in 19th century, during the colonial period, was promoted to send the cotton directly to the world market. So they are being connected to the world market. Okay, so slowly and gradually, the cultivation was becoming more commercialized. A lot of facilities also has supported it, like irrigation facilities, infrastructure facilities, electricities. So overall, if you will try to understand the last few lines, you can underline, the overall outcome of these efforts of rural development was not just to transform the rural economy and agriculture, but also the agrarian structure and rural society itself. Because of the change in the agriculture system, there was change in the lifestyle of people, there was change in the thinking of people, rural people, and changes took place at the rural level. Okay, if we'll turn the page number 66, it says that the farmers who belongs to who are middle and upper middle farmers in rich areas in 1960 to 1970. Where there are medium and large farmers who adopted the new technology during Green Revolution, right? Especially in Andhra Pradesh, West UP, Western Uttar Pradesh, Central Gujarat. These are the well-to-do farmers. Okay, they belong to the dominant class. So there was a great change in the lifestyle of people, because they have started investing the profit which they get from the agriculture in the business ventures. Okay, you can underline this. And this process of diversification has given rise to new entrepreneur group that moved from rural area to the urban sector. Now here, certain change in setup took place in the caste system, and these, they moved into the town of these developed regions, giving rise to rich regional elites that become economically as well as politically dominant. Okay, now this change was considered to be the class structure change. Okay, now this has promoted the higher education. Now, these farmers wanted their children to study in, abroad or in a foreign university, or go for higher education in the urban sector. So that kind of change took place during that time. Okay. Apart from that, if we'll talk about the UP, Uttar Pradesh sector, at the same time, at certain places like Uttar Pradesh, there was a lack of effective land reformation, right, in Bihar. So the lack of effective land reformation, political mobilization and redistribution measures have meant relatively few changes in agricultural structure. Hence, there was a life condition of most of the people was not so well developed over here. In contrast to Kerala, if we'll talk about, Kerala has, different kind of development took place at that time, in which the political mobilization, redistribution measures and linking to external economy, especially to the Gulf countries, took place. Okay, many families from Kerala, because of certain economic trading or because of certain links, they have they had a network with the Gulf countries, and certain money was coming from there. So sales and services started over there, where a large number of families are depending upon the sum of money or the payments of gifts from the abroads. So that changes took place in the certain region. So there are a lot of changes which took place after independence in the rural sector of India, which has been discussed in this chapter. Okay, in the next class, we'll talk about the circulation of labor. That means how labor, migrate from one place to another place for the search of work, and how they fought for their rights. Okay, thank you, children.